Hey everybody, I hope you're having a lovely evening. We are still working on our box book. Obviously these things do come like a long way from being a food container. And obviously they do take a whole lot of work, and we haven't even started to make pockets and fill these things yet. But I will tell you, it's a work of heart, and you just kind of start to fall in love with the whole process of doing them. So I wish you lots of luck with your whatever you're going to do with your book cover, your junk journal or scrap journal or trash journal or your flow journal or whatever you're going to do with it. Alright guys, we've got our fabric on our book, we've painted our spine, we've got our book plates in, and we've also glued in a pocket on the front book plate. Like I said, it's not anything you have to do, but I do like to have a pocket here. I've also decided on this particular book, generally I put washi tape along these edges. I'm not going to do that. I simply am in love with this paper and the way the paper flows into the fabric, and so I am not going to do washi tape, but generally I do. Next thing that we want to do is we want to work on the closure of the book. The way that I do my closures is I usually use a brad or a button or a handmade button or a specialty made button, you know, something that looks cool. I went upstairs and kind of rifled through my brads for a minute and found one that I really did like. And I think it's a good time also to kind of mention one of my art philosophies is that you make quick decisions. When I was looking through my brad box, I picked this one up first. Well, I picked this one up first and I looked at it and I really liked it. So that's my best decision. I could still be up there rifling through my brad box and trying to find something else, but it's like these an intuitive decision that you make that's quick and easy. Oh, I like this one, I'm going to use it. Or, you know, that part of your brain that goes, oh, well, no, might be too small, might be too big, might be the wrong shape. Just silence those people. Just don't listen to those people in your head. If you pick up something and you like it and it's going to go with what you're doing, then just go for it. Just, you know, it's part of art to have fun with it and not let it be something that's going to test your patience and wear you out, and that's not what art is all about. All right, so I've got my brad, and I'm measuring I'm measuring my book front cover, you know, to make sure I know where my brad's going to go. This is 8 inches, and I'm going to move my ruler over about a ½ inch, and that is where I am going to put my brad. So I'm going to put it like right here. But I can tell that might be a little squishy, so I might move it in just a little bit, and you're just going to have to judge, you know, for yourself, like where you are going to want your brad. My guy got me this tool, and I don't think it's a pokey tool. It's a tool that people use to do leather work, but for me it works out really good. I really do like it to use it as a pokey tool. So there we go. I poked my hole, and I'm going to put my brad in. I really do like this brad. I don't think I could have sat up there for an hour and picked one I liked more. Oh gosh. Alright, let's get our brad in there. You might want to lift up on it just a little bit, because you're gonna put some stretchy string under it. So just a little bit, no big deal. I often go back, you know, where this brad is exposed on the back, and put a little bit of tape so nobody hurts themselves on the brad. I think that brad goes very nicely with this book. The next thing I do is kind of pull the front of the book in a little bit. So I can kind of see, and this is all a bunch of eyeballing. I need to poke 2 holes about here and here. So here's my first hole. And I should have gotten my washcloth out, so I'm not poking holes in my board. Let me do that. I don't want holes in my board. Okay, sorry about that, y'all. There we go. That makes it a little bit easier to deal with. And there's my second hole. There are people who cleverly take stretchy string through 1 hole. Can't do that. Doesn't work for me. You might want to punch your holes again here. Punch your holes again here. Alright. Now the way I do this is really easy. How many times have you guys heard me say this? It's really easy. It's really easy. If it's complicated, sometimes I think that's why I don't paint. Because it just always is so complicated, all that layering, and oh my goodness, I so admire people who can do that. It's just not me. I mean, I love, like Tony Burt, you know, Tony Burt and Willowing and Tam and all those people do such gorgeous work. Sorry, it's dark. And the roofers are next door picking up the trailer from the roof that they've been working on for the past 4 days. So that means they're done. Yay! Can be quiet again. Alright, so there we go. We've just tied a really simple knot right here. I tend to leave these little danglies. And the reason I do that is because these journals have a tendency to expand. So that gives me a little more room here in case I need to, make the stretchy string longer. So there we go. We've got our closure done. I'll show you what it looks like. For some reason or another, these journals work best if you turn them to the side and do the stretchy string. So that is what our closure looks like. It's really simple, really easy. Next thing that we want to do, y'all, is we want to do our binding. To do this binding, I have chosen some super keen yarn. I think that my friend Jeannie sent this to me. Jeannie's also responsible for this gorgeous fabric. I don't know what I would do without my art angels. They complete my life, my art life, my life for that matter. This is a really easy, see there's that word again, easy, wrap binding, and I really do like these wrap bindings. I've done beaded bindings, I've done tied bindings, I've done sewn bindings. If you really want to get into bindings, check out Jennibellie, because she really has a lot of great tutorials about how to bind books. She's just a wonderful bookmaker in general. Alright, the first thing that I want to do is start with the tail up here, okay? Now, I do 5 signatures. So we're going to wrap around the spine. Now you're going to keep this one to the side here, okay? Alright, so that's 1. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now bring it up again, okay? Now look on the inside of your book. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You've got 5 here. You've got 2 strands at the top. You've got this strand that is on here, so let's clip that off. Leave it long. And then you've got this strand that you started with. So we're going to pull this down here. You're going to cross it over. Just like that. Okay? Just like you were tying your shoe. give it a little bit of a tug. Put your thumb under here and pull up the strings. You got to keep this tight. Not so tight that you're going to like warp your book, but tight. So when you put your signatures in, it will be tightly bound. Okay, there we go. Just give it one tie, one really good tie at this point. What happens sometimes is as you're starting to kind of work on your book, it will get a bit loose. And I'm not quite sure why that happens, y'all, but sometimes it gets loose. And I think that one tie there, one just really, really good tie, a lot of times after I've gotten my signatures in, I will have to go back and undo that knot and tie it again. You know, pull my strings again and tie it again. I think that sometimes your binding kind of expands, actually. Okay, there we go. We have our closure done and we have our binding done. We're ready to make some pockets to go inside of our box journal. I think she's looking pretty good, y'all. Kind of like her. Okay, I will be back with part 3 of finishing up your journal cover. And I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll talk to you soon.